welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or TMNT for short. Now, I became a fan of the whole turtle thing back when the movie came out. That's when I really started to get into it. And I'm talking about the original movie, not the 2001, the remake or whatever. I'm talking about the original movie where you can kind of tell there were people in suits. It wasn't all CGI. But anyways, that was when I got into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So now the reason why I'm doing this video is because a fellow YouTuber, T-Belly, he did a video talking about his top 3 favorite games for the Ninja Turtles series. And that could be on any system. So it wasn't just for Nintendo or whatever. It could be on any platform. And then there was a response video done by another great YouTuber, Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, and she also talked about her top 3, and I thought this is interesting. And both of them talked about some great games, and I thought, well, I have my top 3, and you know, there's some similarities, but there's one game in particular that is not the same. So I thought, hey, let's do a video on mine. And so, you know, like I said, I was a Turtle fan. I bought the toys when I was a kid. This is my original Donatello that I have in my man cave over there. This was like the first line of toys that came out. I think I had a few other ones. I don't know what happened to them. But anyways, yeah, I became a big fan. I really started watching the cartoon. I loved the movies. You know, I liked the first and the second movie anyways. The third movie, I don't even think I've actually seen it. The one where they go back in time. I do have it on DVD. I bought one of those DVD, you know, single DVD with all 3 movies. Well, actually, there was 4 movies. There was the TMNT movie that came out in like 2000. Never seen that either. But anyways, I always liked the old stuff. So let me go back to my top 3 favorites. And I'm going to start with number 3, because that's the way T-Belly did it. And I'm going to start off by saying the Nintendo game. This one. I like this one. I don't remember when I got this. I know it was, you know, it was during the days when you would have bought this off the shelf. It wasn't one of those games that I got later on. And I played it a lot. I mean, I was a Turtle fan, so I played it a lot. But there was some differences in this game that I wasn't too crazy about, like the look of the Shredder. Now, I get that he did kind of resemble the movie Shredder, but that wasn't done on intentional, because I think there's a time difference here. And from what I've understood, if you look at the way they are, I don't know if you can see that, they all look like Raphael. So Raphael has the red, what do you call that? The bandana? No. The mask. He's got the red mask. So it all looks like Raphael. But from what I understood, they modeled this game after the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The one that was in the original comic strip, or, you know, the first, like, just before the cartoon came out. Now, my knowledge really came from the cartoon, because, you know, I saw the movie, and I got into it, and I started watching the cartoon, and that's where I really got my knowledge of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Of course, buying the toy line as well. And, you know, I bought a few of the toys. I bought, like, Krang, and I bought, you know, Donatello, obviously, a few other ones. My friend was also into it, and so we were kind of playing with the toys all the time. So when I finally got the NES version of this game, now keep in mind there's a few NES games. There's the one that's based on the arcade, but this is the original one, and it's really hard. It took me a long time to beat this game. In fact, I don't even know if I could beat it again. I did do a live stream on this one where I kind of ran through it, and I think I got up to, like, just after the part where you're underwater defusing the bombs. If you played this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. That alone was a hard level. And then there was, like, I think a level or 2 after, and at that point I just kind of was like, I give up. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of practice to beat this one. But, you know, I still didn't mind it. And you get to choose between all 4 turtles. You get to use them throughout the game. Your goal is to go and save April O'Neil from the Technodrome. So, you know, it's pretty good. Anyways, let's go to number 2 on my list. Now, number 2 is where it's different from T-Belly's list and Linda, aka the Gamer Girl's list, and that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Game Boy game. The first one that actually came out on the Game Boy. Now, I couldn't find mine. I know I have the cartridge somewhere. I think I even still have the box, but I went through my boxes of stuff and I couldn't find it, so it's buried somewhere. But I do have the game, and when I remember when I bought it, I was really impressed by the look of the box, and you know, how it looked, and even the graphics of the game. Now, of course, this is original Game Boy graphics. I'm talking about this sucker right here, the original Game Boy. So it kind of had that pea soup green look to it with the gray. There wasn't a lot of detail, but I found that the turtles in there looked very much like the Ninja Turtles, and it had all the enemies from the cartoon, like Baxter Stockman, and it really felt like a cartoon to me, and that's what I liked. You know, this version was okay. The Nintendo one was okay, but there was some elements missing in there. Some of the characters in there they weren't in the cartoon. I liked that the Game Boy one felt like the cartoon. It felt cartoony. There was a lot of stuff in there that looks like they designed the game after the cartoon, and that's why I liked it. Now, the challenge of the game was not really there. I mean, the game is pretty easy. It could be beat within like 20 minutes. You know, if you really know what you're doing. I think even quicker if you're really good at it. But whatever. I mean, it's a Game Boy game, and that's what they did with Game Boy. They made the games easier so you can play them on the road or wherever, you know, pop it into your Game Boy and play it. I think that mentality changed later on when portable gaming became a real big thing. But I think in the earlier Game Boy games, like Super Mario Land and, you know, all those games they were designed to be easy, so you could just play them on the road. You didn't need continues, or not continues, but saves, I should say. You know, you didn't need a lot of that stuff. Mind you, Castlevania was a different story. Anyways, let's go to number 1. Now, this one probably mapped up with, well, I think it mapped up with T-Belly. I don't remember if Linda had this one on her list. I think she did. But it's the arcade version. And this one really brought back a lot of memories. In fact, it's one of those arcade machines that if I see it, I have to play it kind of thing. And I've probably put a lot of quarters in there. I didn't play a lot of arcade games when I was younger. You know, I wasn't exposed to a lot of the arcades. We didn't have many where I lived. So when I ever went into an arcade, if I saw that machine, that's where I would go to. In fact, you still kind of find them today, even though where I am at, there's not a whole lot of arcades anywhere. So when you do find them, most of them are about winning tickets and stuff like that. They're not the video games. So usually I see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. There is a similar one, The Simpsons. It's a very similar type of game. And that's where you got the 4 players, and you're just battling people that come out on the screen, then you move to the next screen, you battle some more, you move to the next screen. It's literally designed to eat your quarters. But what I like about that arcade game is the graphics. I like how it feels like you're watching a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon. And it does have like the Foot Clan in there that actually look like the cartoon Foot Clan. It's got the Shredder in there that looks like the cartoon Shredder. And it's got Krang, which looks like the cartoon Krang. I believe even in the Game Boy one, all those characters are in there. Now, it's been a long time since I actually played the Game Boy one, so I don't remember if Krang was in there. But I always liked Krang. I always liked him as a character. In fact, I was even impressed that the very last modern Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that came out, that live action one, actually had Krang in there. You know, it had like Bebop and Rocksteady as well. Again, you know, bringing the elements of the cartoon into the game, and the same with the movie, bringing those elements into the movie. Kind of like where the original movies, like the first 2 movies that came out, or 3 movies, kind of veered off from, say, the cartoon and kind of made their own thing. But yeah, those are my 3 choices. I just, like I said, I loved playing the arcade. I loved that it was a 4-player game, even though most of the time I was playing by myself or with just a friend. So I never really did get that 4-player. But I do have a memory of watching 4 guys playing on it in my local arcade. And when I started watching, they were just right at the end where they beat the Shredder. And I got to watch that, and I thought that was really cool. I mean, today I can just put it on an emulator and just play the game, and, you know, you got endless quarters because it's an emulator, and you can actually get to the end and see the boss. But back in those days, when you actually saw the ending of an arcade game, it was really interesting. I mean, you didn't really see that very often. Anyways, yeah, those were my 3 choices. Thanks to T-Belly for this, you know, for coming up with this idea. And thanks to Linda, aka Gamer Girl, the Gamer Girl, for also suggesting to create a kind of a response video. I mean, it's not really a response video, it's just more of a companion video. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Leave some comments down below. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.